I found one, but I need one half of the parts that I need for this propulsion cannon. And the reason I need it is because blocking the entrance to the Aurora is... I have one more inventory space. There's something blocking the entrance. There's like a whole bunch of crates and boxes blocking the entrance to the Aurora, and you really can't move them without the repulsion cannon, as far as I know. It's kind of like a roadblock or a bottleneck in terms of, you know, middle game, and the game kind of forces this on you. It's like, well, if you want to search and loot this, you know, this giant ship, which is clearly going to yield technology that you need to move on. Okay, so look, this is what we were looking for this whole time. See this box? I can already tell you that's a propulsion cannon fragment. So what we'll do is we'll hop in, we'll head back about 500 meters to our life pod. What is that? Sea glide, okay. And we will we're gonna whip up a propulsion cannon really quick. I think I have all the parts that I need, or at least the materials for the parts. We'll probably get a quick meal. I can probably grab some. Well, actually, I'll try not to eat as many fish this game. I'll try to do nah, fuck it. I'll just get a peeper here. Grab a peeper really quick. We'll get food and water in us, and we'll head back with our cannon. And we'll make ooh, maybe I'll make a base at the Aurora. I've never done that before. It's kind of a cool idea. I'll have to think about that. Okay, so here we are. I'm gonna check what I need for the... Well, first, actually, what I'm gonna do is... No. First, I'm gonna check what I need for this cannon. Wish I could do it in my PDA, but I'm a little too lazy to find it in there. I can just do this, and it'll tell me, okay, wiring kit, battery, titanium. I have everything I need on me except a wiring kit, but I think I can make one. So there you have it. I'll make a propulsion cannon for myself. I won't be able to grab it because... oh, did I grab it? Did grab it, okay. Perfect. So... before I leave, I'll cook my fish, but right now I just want to store some resources. I'll keep the lead separate. I'll keep this out of here too. Okay, so let's see, we got rare in here. I'll just put the sulfur in there. I feel like that qualifies almost as rare. I'll keep the batteries on me. I will put the habitat builder right in here, just as sort of a way of freeing up more inventory space. I know that I'm gonna need kind of as much as I can get. I will keep a... Well, no. I'll eat this nutrient block. I'll drink this water. I'll save this peeper in my bio thing here. Cool. And then I'll grab another water from the miscellaneous, and I think we should be good to go. The reason I'm not grabbing a lot of food and water here is because... Hold on. I know there's plenty at the Aurora. There's actually a bunch, so... Okay, so we're heading back now. I know that was a little bit of a delay, but that's... I'm gonna keep this in the video just because... that's Subnautica, you know? I'm trying to show you honest gameplay. I'm not trying to show you, like, some kind of speedrun or anything like that, and... even an experienced player, like, I made it all the way there, thinking I have everything I need to make this, and then I saw a box with a scannable, so I went and scanned it, and it was the propulsion cannon fragment, and I realized I hadn't found those fragments, I hadn't made the cannon, and it is in fact something that... 6483. So we're back. I was texting a friend. Let's see what happens when we... Okay, so we're in the lab here. We got more water. This is what ends up happening is they flood you with things you don't need. I'm gonna do something different this time. I'm gonna leave a lot of the lab equipment in here. You can actually grab some of this stuff. It's really cool, but I'm gonna leave it for now because okay, and now I need a laser cutter, and I forgot that. That's great. So I'll have to go back to the thing and make it. That's Subnautica though. That's how it goes. So I'm gonna leave the lab equipment. I do want it eventually for my base. I like to use the lab equipment to sort of make it feel more official, more scientific, research-based, like a roleplay. But the thing is, it takes up a lot of room, and I want to have enough room for all the other consumables that I'm gonna find here. So I'll leave it knowing that it's all gonna be here, and I can always come back for it. That's just fine. Okay, so right now I'm gonna turn off the recording because I need to go back and make a laser cutter, and I want to save space on my hard drive, so I'll turn it off and I'll turn it right back on right when I get back to here. So I'm gonna end the recording now and get right back on in a minute. Okay, we're back. I won't be taking as many texting breaks this time, which is good for videos and not bad for them. We are back. We have a laser cutter in hand. Not in hand. I have a knife in my hand, but we have a laser cutter in our inventory. We actually went back and crafted one because I kind of found out or just rediscovered since it's kind of been a while that oh yeah, this is one of the tools you need. Not just to search the Aurora, to gain entry to the Aurora, but actually to gain entry to a lot of the wrecks that you find in the ocean. And a lot of these wrecks that have sealed doors actually have technology in them that you won't find anywhere else. So it's really important that you build a laser cutter as soon as you get the blueprint to do so. Okay, this is the Aurora. This is it. So it's not, if you have thalassophobia, this game is probably a nightmare for you. I imagine. It's scary for me, and I don't have thalassophobia too bad. If you're claustrophobic, then this part of the game will be a nightmare for you. 100%. Not fun times when you're claustrophobic and playing this part. Seriously, it's nuts. So I'm gonna want this repair tool out of here. I wanna put my fire extinguisher at number 4. That way I can have access to it as I scan everything into existence here. So I'm gonna scan these prawn suit fragments. This is one of the big major things you find in the Aurora. It's a really big step into, I would say, from middle game to, you know, middle late game or late game to find the prawn suit. Really big thing. So we have 3 of the fragments scanned here. We're gonna go for this
black box signature originating on the other side of the hull breach in this room.
We're gonna get this prawn suit scanned in. That's really huge. We'll get back on this propulsion cannon here. Okay, so this cannon's getting low on battery quick. We're fine though. We're all good. Kind of pick up another power cell here. I like to have my scanner out. Doesn't really matter what you have out, but we're moving on into the living quarters here. This is kind of a supply room. I know that there's food and water in here. I'll drink a water now. I'm kind of dehydrated here. Both in real life and in the game, although I do have my bottle of water here, so I'm catching back up. I feel like there's extra shit on the shelves. Yeah, okay, I see one more block of one more nutrition block, one more water here. Oh, it's the water. Look at that. Okay, cool. So we got the supply room kind of done here. We're gonna get this fire extinguisher back online. Already got the vending machine, chair. We don't have the shelves here. This is really good stuff for base building. You're gonna want to scan everything in the Aurora that you can. All these base building components They really do come in handy later when you're building your base. It'll make it feel a lot more homey. The trash cans are actually functional. You can throw things away and the things actually delete. That's the only way I know how to erase items in the game, which is really nice that that's in here. So yeah, I like to scan all this stuff. Every little last chair so I can have some variation. Trash cans, beds are really huge. It's really nice to get your first sleep in this game. That always feels like a big milestone. In fact, that always feels like an indication that you're in late game. Because if you're sleeping and you're taking it easy, kind of relaxing, that's a good indication that you're doing okay. I'll pick up this double bag just cause. Cabin 1, I don't have the code for yet, so we're gonna have to find that. Cabin 2, close. Captain's quarters, no code. Okay, so it looks like we're just gonna generally have to come back here and get into these living quarters. The codes might even be just over here. We'll see. I'd like to get all these posters. These are fun. Kind of a fun little Easter egg thing for me.
Integrating new PDA data.
Blow out that fire, get this battery here. These are really helpful to find spare batteries.
Integrating new PDA data.
Getting kind of bad FPS in here. It's interesting. A little bit surprising. Make sure there's no more scannables in here. What's this? This is comic book here. Yeah, really bad stuttering in here. I'm not really sure what that's about. It might just be that the inside of the ship's not optimized. These things do happen. Okay, so we've kind of cleared out as much as we can of this area right now. The living quarters area. Okay, so I might be getting burned here. Could be bad. We'll look okay, we'll look okay. Now this is just a simple repair job to get through this door. So bust out your repair tool. I'm gonna throw it in slot 4. It's kind of my anything goes slot. You know, my swap out slot. We'll repair the door here. Oh, I had already repaired the door because I wasn't paying attention. Don't smoke weed, kids. Okay, sort of spooky down under here. You never know if you're gonna see like a
Integrating new PDA data.
body floating around. Actually, that's one of the creepy things, is that you never see the bodies. Okay, so we got the code for cabin number 1. That's cool. So we got the pass for cabin number 1. So that means we can go back to the living quarters, and we can actually get in there. I'll cut up in this sealed door, and I'll think about... I'll probably have another chance to get back to the living quarters. I think there was a cabin 7 and a captain's quarters that I didn't have codes for, so I'll look for those codes and try to go back and do it all in one trip. It's just a little bit more efficient that way. You do not need to be a Subnautica expert to figure out why that would be the case. That's just common sense.
Damage to the Aurora do not match any known offensive technologies.
So we'll pop this door back on here. Kind of see what's good in here. Looks like a Seamoth bay. We already have the Seamoth fragments. We don't really want extra titanium, so there's no reason to scan these in.
Integrating new PDA data.
Yeah, Seamoth bay. So we have a drive room up ahead. We came from here, I guess. That's the prawn bay. We came from there. So we have the drive bay here, and we have something else over there. I'll start with the drive room. I think this is a kind of a cool, section here. And we will put the fire extinguisher at like 5. So. Oh, and I'm still getting burned because I'm bad. Fire hurts a lot in this game. Don't get burned. It's not worth it. Put the fires out, guys. My extinguisher is almost empty, which is something to keep an eye on. I do have 2 first aids, so that's not bad. And so the idea here, this is the drive room. There's these 4 drive cores that kind of got nuked during the explosion. It's bad. They are leaking radioactivity
at maximum tolerable level.
into the water. So what you're gonna do is
Further breaches detected.
you're gonna go through. Can I scan this? You're gonna go through and you're gonna repair all the little spots here. Where you see it says breach. We're gonna repair all these.
Containment breach repaired.
There's there's 9 more breaches, so we are not even close. We have to go in and do this all manually here. So we'll do this really quick. And there are biters in this water. It really sucks. It makes this a lot more complicated.
Breaches detected.
So far I haven't seen any, which is really great.
Containment breach repaired.
We have 7 more of these breaches. I see 1 on the other one. I'm going to try to do them kind of one by one here as I go through. They do leak these sparks, so it kind of gives them away, but you do have to look at them a bit. Okay, we got a biter coming towards us here. Yep. So immediately get out your knife and right-click that thing. And it will kill it, but they will come back with a vengeance. They're fierce little buggers, those things. They really suck your life pretty quick, so... I will think about using a heal pretty soon. My health is looking almost 50%. It's about 66%. That's really not a good look in a game like in a hardcore mode. So I want to play extra safe, you know? Like that's the whole point of hardcore. It's a survival game. You know, the objective is to survive. So if you die, you lost. And that's what the appeal of hardcore mode to me is, that it makes it, you know, less casual of a thing. It's like you're out here, you're putting in kind of an emotional investment a little bit. Time, definitely a time investment, if not an emotional investment, into making your character survive this really difficult situation. And if you die, you should die, you know? The investment alone means you really do want to try hard. And I like being forced into a position of trying hard. And I like that they don't just make it bullshit, where it's like, okay, so I've repaired the drive core here. I like that they don't just make it bullshit, where like, you know, your water hydration level goes down faster, your food level goes down faster. Like that's just lame, because it just makes it harder, but in a more tedious way. Like, oh, I have to eat more often. Like a lot of survival games do that. What's cool about this one is it doesn't do that. It's the same game, same difficulty, but if you die, you're fucking dead. To me, there's something appealing about that. I don't know what it is. It's just, I think it's in the spirit of what our survival game should be. If that makes sense. I'm chugging water right now. My god. And I'll chug a water in game. And I could eat a nutrition block, but I can wait. It's weird, the nutrition blocks, oh god damn it. Heal you for like 75 food, which is really a lot if you think about it. You can wait until you're almost dying at 25% and still get the nutrition you need, still get back up to full just by eating one, so. That's pretty nice. I mean, honestly, that's, you can't really, I don't think there's a water that does nearly that much, and hydration, your hydration level drops a lot faster, I think, than your food, your hunger, so it would be nice if there was like a water, a large water maybe, or something like that, that could satisfy your hydration needs fully. But as it is, there's only this nutrient block, which is extremely efficient for food. I mean, you can find 5 of these suckers, you can get through many hours of gameplay, I think, just with that. So that's something to think about. It's a pretty nice deal. I don't have the information to get through that door. That is pretty annoying. That's gonna hurt. Don't fall. Don't be like me. Just don't fall. It's not a good thing to do. Okay, so now I've kind of reached a dead end. What I'm going to do is I'm going to backtrack a little bit, and I know that there's a way if you go out front to do things. I also know that there's like another code in the living quarters, and that might have some more information for me as well. So there's a couple things we can do to try to fix this problem and try to gain access to the places where we currently can't access right now. The first major thing I'll do is I'll go back through this prawn bay here. I forget exactly the way. I guess it's got to be this way, right? And so it's very tight, very claustrophobic in here. Never liked this part. It always makes me feel like I could get stuck in the map or some bullshit could happen. And on a hardcore game playthrough, that's not really a fun thing to think about. So, okay, right now I'm having very little success finding my way out of here. Whatever they're doing here to make it tricky, it is working marvelously on me. Okay, I believe I found the way. Okay, so I think this is just the entrance, and it is. So what we'll do is we'll go back out and we will do some running around with these here crawlers. Hate these guys. And I'm actually gonna pick that up. I'm gonna drop this one because it's almost empty. And it's a fire extinguisher. It's not that big of a resource. You're not gonna need too much fire extinguishers in the game. Too many, too much. I know, it would be many extinguishers because plural object and subject, but
Warning, ship's structural integrity is low. Fire suppression equipment and laser cutters may be required. Exploration is conducted at your own risk.
with that being said, by much I just meant the chemical compound within the fire extinguisher. Like, you're not going to need much percentage points. Okay, that'd be many again. You're not going to need much of the stuff inside. Does that make sense? In my brain it does, so that's good enough for me.
Caution. Scans show the digestive tracts of nearby life forms contain human tissues.
That's nice. That's nice. That's really great, computer. Thank you for basically telling me that these cave crawlers have feasted upon my fallen comrades. That's not exactly comforting. I love the way that they do the robot voice in this game because it's always, like, the sense of humor is just on point. It's always pretty accidentally unsettling. It's got this very uncanny quality to it, which is kind of a fun thing. They do that really well in this game. Okay. Okay, so you can get propulsion cannon fragments
Aurora systems are running on
on board up here, and I could have explored this part.
Black box data.
That's actually really helpful to know. I could have gotten probably all the parts for a propulsion cannon in here without... I wouldn't have gained access to the lower deck of the ship, but I would have been able to get on and get some stuff going here, so...
Integrating new PDA data. Integrating new PDA data.
Beta. Did this go anywhere? Cargo Bay 3. Is this propulsion cannon type stuff right here? I think it is. Yeah, okay, cool. So this is actually making me really glad that I have this on me. I know it's running out of battery, but we have found quite a few of those already. Look, you can move really big crates with this thing. I don't know what that's about. It's like an invisible wall or something. Okay, so I'm gonna use this as my flashlight. This sea glide here. Okay, now I'm full of batteries, so That's a lot. I'll recycle the battery. 35% in there. Let's do that. Drop the 35er. We can grab this fresh one, and we can leave it at that for now. So this is for Cargo Bay 3. Do we have this code? Okay, 1454. So we did get the code. It's always worth checking your codes, because sometimes you find these notes. 1454. And you might not think of it as a, okay, I really need to heal, what am I doing? You might not think of it as something that, that seems like it would have a code in it, but it does. So, okay, so this is a way of connecting the top and the bottom. I already have been through here. I needed to get up to here, so that's good. I do have a living quarters code that I could go try to use. That's the only one I haven't used yet, so I guess I will go do that while I'm here. I believe it's... I'm surprised I lost HP there. I believe it's actually pretty close, so let's go do that, and then our exploration will almost be complete here. So I think in the prawn bay is where we found the living quarters, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna go up and hit the living quarters up, loot the last things that we need to loot up there. And that will conclude our segment here, our video segment on Subnautica's Aurora, looting and exploring and learning the mysteries of this crazy shipwreck. Okay, so this is all open. It was cabin 1 that I got the code for? Okay, cool. So I need code 1869.
Integrating new PDA data.
Get the shelf scanned in. Always scan everything. If you see that little scanner item or icon pop up in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, you know that it's something that you can scan, and that's huge. Like, look at this double bed. I would have missed that if I was a less aware, player or whatever. So these are things you don't want to miss. I like sleeping on a clean bed in real life. Okay, so the captain's quarters is the only thing in the Aurora that we haven't gotten a code for. So that might sound like an inert fact at this point, like, okay, so what? But think about it. It's the only code we haven't gotten. Okay, it's the only... So what does that mean? Well, first of all, it means we'll be back. It means that we're not done exploring this area, right? What does that mean? Well, it means that middle game only yields so much from the Aurora. We're gonna have to come back for something late game. And, it's the captain's quarters of the ship, so there's a lot of intrigue there, I think. There's a lot of questions. What's in the captain's quarters that's reserved for late game. And, I don't know. That kind of thing gets me excited. So that's just me. Maybe you can kind of relate to that too. But yeah, so that's going to conclude our bit on the Aurora exploration. We kind of got through it. We got a bunch of good consumables like food and water resources. We got a lot of extra batteries, which will save us a lot of copper looting in the long run, save us a lot of time. And we got some great scannable technology like the prawn suit, which is going to usher us into sort of an early late game point in the game. So thanks for hanging out and checking out the Aurora with me. That's always a really exciting part of any playthrough. It's a little bit spicier on hardcore mode, I think, because, well, the obvious stakes are higher, man. If you die, you die. So those little cave creepy crawlers, or any time you step into fire or jump off something a little too high, and you take health damage, you're kicking yourself. You're like, this is real shit. Like, I'm out here surviving, and I can't afford to lose my health pool like this. So thanks again for watching, and we will be back shortly with another update on this playthrough. Assuming I don't die in the in-between filming, that would suck. I don't know quite yet, but I'm thinking my next update is going to have some dry land content. There's a couple of places in the map where you can actually get to dry land and advance the storyline, the main storyline. So I'm excited to sort of arrive there and make another update. It's also possible I'll have a little bit more of my base completed. Or, well, I don't have a base. I have a little storage unit, but it's possible that I'll have a little place to call my own when I make my next segment. So we'll see how far I get before I feel like I need to start filming again. This game is sort of punctuated by little things that happen that are important. And you've heard me use language like middle game and late game and early game a lot. These little moments sort of divide the game up in that way, and so I'm trying to make videos that sort of highlight the progression, if that makes sense. So I just got back. I'm gonna get out and unload all my stuff, try to sort it into the various areas by item type, and I will be back soon with another video. So thanks again for watching. It's been a really fun experience to record this game so far. I love this game. It's one of the best single player games experiences I've ever had. It's scary, it's exciting, it's everything I want in a survival game. So yeah, that being said, I'll be back soon. I know I keep repeating myself, but I'm excited to do this. It's a fun project. So yeah, that's it. Bye.